Imagine live in a place where people defecate carelessly, bathe in cow dung, and even eat it. Well, that's India. First and foremost, safety is a significant concern. While it's acknowledged that not all destinations across the globe are entirely secure, cities like New York, Los Angeles, or even London have their share of issues. But India takes it to another level. Being a tourist in India can prove to be immensely distressing. Though not every place may be fraught with annoyance, it's highly probable that numerous spots could dampen your holiday spirits. How many instances of sexual harassment against female tourists occur in India?
A Danish tourist says she was attacked at knife point and raped in Delhi after she stopped to ask for directions.
Where a tourist was harassed on the streets while she was strolling. This incident, we understand, happened on Monday evening.
A Swiss tourist has been gang raped whilst touring India with her husband. 7 men were said to have been involved in the attack, which took place after the couple set up camp near a village in Madhya Pradesh.
The recent viral incident of a gang rape involving tourists in India has sparked widespread outrage. The victim, a popular travel vlogger with hundreds of thousands of followers on Instagram, expressed in Spanish with English captions, "Something happened to us that we wouldn't wish on anyone." Her husband further added, "We were assaulted in the tent. We were beaten. They put a knife to our necks, and she was raped by 7 guys." This case has reignited international outcry regarding one of India's enduring issues: the long-standing struggle to combat escalating sexual violence against women. Consider the fact that this woman is a seasoned travel blogger who is accustomed to traversing various destinations safely, except for India. Additionally, incidents like that of a CNN reporter being sexually harassed live on television underline the gravity of the situation.
And what happened there was basically that, look, all these men surrounded me as I was doing a live report. And the minute that the light went out, suddenly I was groped, I was grabbed, my clothes were torn. I literally had to fight to get out of that group.
Barely. I gotta get out of here, guys. So tell me, yes.
Tell her why should we are there.
Stop it! Stop it!
That's merely scratching the surface. If such atrocities can befall foreigners visiting India, one can only imagine the plight of Indian women. Particularly during the festival of Holi, cases of sexual harassment and even rape are distressingly common. Reports of appalling sexual assaults on women have become distressingly commonplace in India. In 2022 alone, police recorded 31,516 rape cases, marking a 20% increase from the previous year, according to the National Crime Records Bureau. That's just one aspect. We haven't even touched upon the issue of scammers. Unfortunately, India does have a reputation for a higher prevalence of scams compared to some other countries. This is due to a few factors. Firstly, the sheer size of its population contributes significantly. With more people overall, statistically, there's a higher likelihood of encountering scammers. Economic factors also play a crucial role. Factors such as unemployment or the lack of economic opportunities can drive some individuals towards scamming as a means to make ends meet. The fierce competition for jobs in India, stemming from its massive population, exacerbates this issue further. When visiting India, one must exercise caution, particularly when dealing with service providers who may take advantage, especially if they identify you as a tourist, unfamiliar with the area. You could easily become a target for scams, whether it's exorbitant pricing for transportation services or inflated hotel rates. The risk extends to digital fraud as well. According to data from the Truecaller Global Spam Report 2021, India ranked as the 4th highest recipient of spam and telemarketing calls globally. The proliferation of internet usage and the increasing mobile phone user base have created a larger pool of potential targets for scammers in India. Sales calls make up a staggering 93.5% of all spam calls in India. Shockingly, one specific number in India was flagged for making over 200 million spam calls in a year, equating to over 664,000 calls daily. That's crazy. Moreover, scammers don't limit themselves to targeting India, they also exploit international users, with the US experiencing significant financial losses from scams traced back to India. Although these scams often target vulnerable populations like senior citizens.
Then it takes the control of the computer, then start telling him what is wrong with it. That's what people look for, people who are above 55. Why? Because they are dumb? No. The reason why this tech support took us so much boom is because of this senior citizens living alone. They don't have kids. Who will they ask it?
Vigilance is essential for everyone, particularly concerning our data breaches. Scams often employ phishing tactics to steal personal and financial information, putting user data at risk and undermining confidence in online transactions. Another crucial issue to pay attention to is cleanliness, which remains a significant challenge in India. One of the foremost issues is the sanitation problem, particularly concerning toilets. Nearly half of households in India, precisely 46%, lack indoor toilet facilities. Consequently, almost half of the population resorts to open defecation or finding any available space for this purpose. It's not uncommon to witness this sight, especially in rural areas. Furthermore, approximately 40% of India's waste remains uncollected and untreated, leading to human sewage directly flowing into rivers in numerous cities. This poses a considerable public health hazard, potentially causing diseases like diarrhea, which can be fatal, particularly for children. Moreover, it exposes women and girls to the risk of physical attacks and rape.
अब एक बात बताइए, मजबूरी में अगर पैसा नहीं होगा तो सुबह अगर जल्दी उठ के फिर हम लोगों को जंगल में जाना पड़ता है, क्योंकि यहाँ पे तो इतनी सुविधा है नहीं, हमारे घर पे तो है नहीं। अगर पैसा होता तो चले जाते, नहीं होते तो फिर जंगल में जाते। इधर जो शर्म तो आएगी, क्योंकि जेंट्स लोग हमारे को देखते हैं, या फिर अब रास्ता है जी चलते फिरते हर कोई देखते हैं।
Despite these challenges, the Indian government has taken steps to address the issue. In 2014, it launched the Swachh Bharat mission, aimed at eradicating open defecation. Over the past 7 years, the government has allocated over $30 billion to improve sanitation, an impressive amount primarily dedicated to constructing toilets. To date, more than 100 million toilets have been built as part of this initiative. Another issue worth noting is the problem of spitting, which is quite prevalent in India. Unlike many other countries, public spitting is a common sight here. There are several reasons behind this behavior. Firstly, the consumption of smokeless tobacco products like pan masala can lead to excess saliva buildup, prompting individuals to spit it out. Additionally, certain traditional beliefs associate spitting with clearing the throat or respiratory system, despite lacking scientific validation. Moreover, a general lack of awareness about the negative consequences further perpetuates the problem. The problem is, spitting poses significant health risks, as it can spread diseases such as tuberculosis and hepatitis A. Moreover, it creates unsanitary conditions that attract pests like flies and mosquitoes. In many cultures, spitting is considered disrespectful and inconsiderate, making public spaces unpleasant, particularly for tourists unfamiliar with this practice. And it could be you. Addressing the issue of spitting is complex due to its deeply ingrained nature. Changing such habits requires substantial effort and time. Spitting has become deeply rooted in Indian culture, occurring frequently and seemingly indiscriminately. And can you imagine the enforcement of anti-spitting laws? Maybe it sounds silly, but it really exists in India. In Mumbai, for instance, authorities have made efforts through voluntary nuisance inspectors to discourage spitting, littering, and urinating in public spaces. However, historically, spitting offenses have been largely overlooked. But the advent of COVID-19, with its airborne transmission risks, prompted authorities to take stricter measures. Penalties for spitting now include steeper fines and even jail time enforced under the Disaster Management Act. Oh, I almost forgot. If you're a fan of street food, India offers a unique experience compared to other countries. I'd say Indian street food is more challenging. Indian cuisine is renowned for its rich flavors, owing to India being one of the largest spice producers globally. However, Indian street food can be a double-edged sword. It's celebrated for its delicious flavors and affordability, yet hygiene concerns persist. Videos depicting how street food is served in India can be worrisome. Cleanliness doesn't seem to be a top priority for these vendors. Somehow this doesn't surprise me, given our earlier discussion. So, If you have a sensitive stomach, you might want to exercise caution when indulging in these delectable dishes. But are they truly delicious? Well, millions of Indians seem to think so. Perhaps their stomachs have adapted, or maybe our digestion is more resilient than we think. Moreover, exposure to different bacteria can actually strengthen your gut flora. Nevertheless, India is a land of vibrant colors, rich history, and diverse cultures. From the majestic Taj Mahal to its affordability as a travel destination, India offers a plethora of attractions. Yoga, a globally renowned practice, originates from India. Additionally, many CEOs of top companies hail from India. So, is India worth visiting? That's for you to decide. Will you visit India, or have you already been there? Feel free to share your thoughts in the comments, and if you're Indian, your perspective is particularly welcome.